Hello, Leah Kalmikis here. Today I'm going to show you how to add a new page to your WordPress website and how to put it in the menu. So first we're going to log into our WordPress website, and here we have our dashboard, and your pages are over here under Pages. We're going to click on Add New. So up here we have the title of the post. And you'll want to fill that in. And then down here we have a edit section. This is similar to a Word document. We have lots of options up here: bold, italic, bullets, numbers, text alignment, just like in a Microsoft Word document. So what I'm going to do, you can either type directly in here, or if you have written somewhere else your information, you can copy and paste it. One thing to note is that if you're copying it from another place, like Word for example, there may be some formatting that you've already done in Word that is not going to pass over to the editor here. So when you do that, I'm going to copy some text here from a Word document. You want to generally use this little Word button here. So instead of just typing it right in and possibly having some bad formatting, I'm going to click on the Word button, and here it says paste it into the text window. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Sometimes even when you use this Word function, there will be some formatting that's a little off. So when you do that, you're going to want to delete the funky stuff and reinsert it directly into the text editor. So I'm going to click Insert, and there it is. So to give you an example of some things we can do, let's see, we're going to make this a new sentence. If this is a heading, we have the options here, whether it's a paragraph, address, or heading options. So these are larger or smaller, depending on your theme. Or if you've had it designed by someone, they might have set up an automatic code that makes it so your heading looks a certain way, a certain color, and when you choose this, that will appear. Otherwise, you will see the difference as soon as I publish it. So that's a heading 1, it's the biggest, and we're going to leave that as it is. You can just simply bold things, italic things, strike through text, and let's see, we want to make this centered, so we can do it like that, and we can change the color by choosing a color here, and a couple other options. So if you don't see all these options, there's this little thing here, a little button called Show Hide Kitchen Sink. So yours might look like this. If you want to see all the options you have, you'll click on this kitchen sink button. So another option we have is to create a link. So let's say we wanted a link to my website. And instead of just putting it in there like that, we could maybe choose to make a text, Leah's website. And to make it a link, we're going to highlight it, and we're going to click this little link button up here. So we have Insert Edit Link or Unlink if you wanted to take out a link. So I'm going to click Insert Edit Link. So here we have the URL that you can copy and paste or type into here, and then we have what it says. So since I already wrote it there, I don't need to put it the title in here. And then we have the option to open it in a new window, which is always good for keeping visitors on your site, unless it's a link to somewhere in your site. And then you click Add Link. So now we can see that's a link. So I'm just going to publish this when I'm done, but first of all I want to show you quickly the difference. We are in the visual editor here. So this shows us some of the formatting, and then the text is actually the code that is making the formatting. So if you're putting in some code links or some more advanced stuff, just know that any type of code, you should be putting it into the text section. Whereas here is just for the basic, using it like a Word document. So afterwards, depending on your theme, you're going to have options below. Because I use Thesis, we have a lot of built-in SEO stuff that I can put in descriptions or keywords for search engines. And so yours may look completely different. But there are some options below. If you want to check them out, Google what they mean, ask me, so you can see if you should be using those other options or not. And then on the right, we have some publish options. So if you want to keep it as a draft, you can do that by saving the draft. If you want it to be private, you have the options. This will give the page a password that you could give to someone, so they can only access that page if there was a password. And then we can choose when to publish. So if you want to do a couple blog posts, for example, you would use this. For pages, generally, you're going to publish as soon as you're done. So when you're done, you just click the publish button. And we see up here, page published. So we're going to take a look at that page. I'm going to open it in a new tab. Yours may look different. I have some backup options because I have a Backup Buddy plugin installed. And so we'll take a look. So we see we have a link here. If I click on that, it's going to open in a new window and we see where the link goes. We have our color and we have our heading. So it's always good to publish your page, take a look at how it looks. If it doesn't look great, to go back in and change things up a bit. So now we have our fancy new page. My design skills on the test site aren't so great, but just quickly so you can see. Now we want to put it in our menu bar. So we're going to head on over to Appearance and Menus. So now that we have a new page added, published, we have the page right here under Pages in the Menus section. So you also may have some different options up here depending on your theme. This is what it looks like with Thesis, and we can have multiple menus with Thesis. So if you had a different one, you can choose them up here. And we have custom links. So let's say, for example, my home page, since it's not an actual page, I put in the URL, just the basic URL for my home page, and then I typed in the label of home. If you want it to go to something else, like a newsletter page, for example, you may have a URL that you can put in there. So to add the new page, I'm just going to click there and click Add to Menu. And we see that it pops up over here. So if I were to publish now, clicking Save Menu, refresh the page, I see the new menu item up here on the right. But let's say we don't want to put it there. We can move it around just by dragging it. And you'll see you also have the option of moving it to the right a little bit. So this makes a drop down. And I'm going to click Save Menu and show you what that looks like. Refresh the page. And now we see it there as a drop-down menu. So that is how you add a new page and add it to your menu bar. Thank you.